And we are live. This is Tabletop Junkie bringing you another tabletop review today on this great, wonderful day of, April. I don't really know what else to say about that. Couple of announcements that I do want to bring up is that I am, doing one more review for Fate Core, and that will wrap up the Fate Core. That will wrap up everything with Fate Core. That I have physical copy wise, so that way I can show you guys off the books. And we do have a guest here today. Well, he's not really a guest. You know him, you love him. Say hello to the great and wonderful Toby McGuire.
Hey.
You don't wonder if I'm ever gonna get cited for that fucking joke. You there, Toby?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, cool. So, Toby, we're today doing a review for the Fate Horror Toolkit. We're going to go over some things. I'm going to do a screen share because, unfortunately, I can't get the slides to pull up. So we're gonna pull up what we have here today. Right. Other than that, before we get started, how are you doing? It's been a long time. Actually, been a week.
All right.
Cool. All right, that did not work out in my favor. And yes, I do use PowerPoint for anyone who asks. So here we go. There we go. We got a screen. Fate Horror Toolkit. Yeah, I wonder if I can blow that up. Let's see here. No. And it keeps coming up to this other one. I don't know. Forgot. Oh, for God's sakes. We'll just, you know what? This is here. I'll blow this up. There we go. We got it a little bit bigger. All right. So this is what we're talking about today. There, Toby, are you excited to talk about the Fate Horror Toolkit?
Of course.
You like scary games, don't you?
Yeah. I've played
you play
with you.
Yep, zombies. Yes, we did do a lot of zombies. Zombies are
and
awesome.
Was not for the first horror game we did. Was that Fate? I thought it was.
Which other horror game did we do? I know we did zombies, and I don't really count World on Fire, even though it's kind of like based in a dark.
No, it wasn't World on Fire. It was before that. It was. I played a barber.
Has to be zombie.
I played a barber who was part of a crime family.
Oh, the Eldritch horror game, basically where I did Call of Cthulhu type.
Yeah.
Yes. So you did do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Yep. So awesome. He is a fan, everybody. I love him for that. And we are both currently players. And the Witch King's game, we really need to get him. I'm going to talk to the Witch King since he knows a lot about it, I want him to do a review on Vampire the Masquerade. He should do a review on that. What do you think, Toby?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. He doesn't know a lot about Vampire the Masquerade and
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know very little. He's got me beat in that one. That's okay. I got Fate and a couple other games, and he's got other games too. So, we can definitely look at things. There's other games that I do want him to do reviews on. I'm gonna talk to him. The Witch King's not here. He probably is busy today. This was kind of like last spur of the minute. It's just been a busy freaking week for me. So without further too much of ado and then us rambling on. So as I did also explain, one of the things we are going to talk about later on at the end of the stream here, and Toby's going to find out, is I'm offering since this is the semi-last review, I'm offering a new show. It's still going to be tabletop review, but we're not going to do reviews. We're going to do what I call the V plus T3, or V plus T to the third power. It's called Virtual Tabletop Table. Get it?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, boy. Tough crowd, everybody. All right, moving on. So one of the things we're going to talk about in the Fate Horror Toolkit, we're going to touch on only a couple of bases today, and I'm going to try probably wrap something up in another stream where I also show off the book. Right now, one of the things that we are going to talk about is the top rule of the Fate Horror Toolkit, and this was kind of emphasized in the book, is to make sure the game still remains a safe and enjoyable environment for your players. That is the basis for any horror game, that they actually have that rule everywhere. I even think they have that rule in Vampire the Masquerade. Cyberpunk, not so much, but Cyberpunk isn't a horror type game. So You know, you do got to make sure it's an enjoyable, safe environment. We Toby and I did talk about that.
Yeah.
There was some things that we just don't fly. Just don't fly, right, Toby?
Yep.
All right. Let's get this man talking some more, because I feel like I'm just taking it. Well, I mean, it is my show, but you know, I feel like I'm just taking the whole reins here, and I'm trying to give him the reins. But on top of this rule, we are going to cover these things that Toolkit does cover. Like I said, we're only going to be able to get through a few of them today, because they do offer some great insight and some tips and tricks as well, such as the modified fate points, the modified or thematic. Thematic is what they call it. It's basically theme compels themed aspects to clear. Now you guys are gonna think this one's funny. Declaring story details. that is kind of funny, but there is a reason why we're talking about that today. And modified concessions we may not get to. We may talk about the modified skills or approaches, which there's not much actually on that, so we are going to touch bases with that. But the first things that I do want to talk to about is we are going to go here to the modified the fate points. Okay, so there's only two types of fate points in a horror fate game. There's type 1, which is characters are communal. What that means is either your character's got fate points or you have a fate point pool for all the parties, which means if there's 3 players or 4 players and you only have 4 fate points, that means each player can take advantage of one. However, when it's communal, any player can actually touch it regardless how many times they spent it. Yeah, you're not liking that too much, are you?
Dangerous.
Yeah. And then the type 2 is monsters get a pool. We get a if GMs, monsters get their own fate point pool. Makes games kind of scared to play when the GM has a ton of fate points just sitting in his pool too.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks when his pool is bigger than your pool.
Yeah.
The book does cover both game creation with tips and tricks on character creation, which we won't talk about that today because that's kind of like, it's the same thing. You know, character creation, if you do skills, you obviously do the pyramid. And if you do approaches, you obviously do the pyramid. Those have not changed. They did touch on some tips and tricks with them, though, because this is for a horror type game as well. So, all right. And then we're going to move on to the next one, the modified the thematic compels. I love these ones because in this book, there are 3 ways this book touches with this topic, and they are enhanced self-compels, visceral compels, and climate dilemmas. Toby, I've done most of the talking for about 10 straight minutes. Enhanced self-compels, what do you think that means?
Well, it's your character can compel themselves to do something instead of normally just having the DM compel it.
And generally in a horror game, you would compel your own failings to get yourself a fate point, which, if for those who don't know, we didn't touch on this on the last slide. In a horror type game, your fate points are scarce.
Yeah.
So doing enhanced self-compel, I don't want to give the GM power, but I have to because I need a fate point.
You really do. It's the I'm gonna do this. It's the yes, please. I don't like that you're doing this, but do it.
What do you think of visceral compel is?
A what?
Visceral
I don't know.
compel. Do you know what the word visceral means?
I just woke up.
Oh, okay. I will explain the word visceral. Actually, I'm going to look it up too, just so that way I get an actual word. Visceral. I want to make sure I get this accurately correct. Visceral definition. Visceral, relating to deep inward feelings rather than to the intellect. That is very true. Okay, so to tell you guys what a deep visceral one is, since Toby here just woke up, I won't make him think too much. We're actually going to move down to a couple slides here, and give me just a hot second. There we go. So we did talk about the enhanced self-compel, where the player simply recognizes their own faults and failings, and they do a compel on themselves. there's two incentives to this, of course. There is offering a fate point to that player, but it doesn't. But if you are in a communal pool, it doesn't go to the player; it goes to all the players. So you get one fate point goes into a pool that anyone can touch, or you just give that simple player a free invocation on another aspect at a different time. So there are a couple incentives to doing it. It's not just you get a simple fate point. So, and that's if you work with communal pools. I never work with communal pools. I've been thinking about working with communal pools. But yeah.
There was a community pool game we did, but it wasn't Fate Core.
Really? Do you know which one it was?
Star Trek.
That was communal. Wait a minute.
Or if it wasn't communal, we all gave our points away to people.
Oh, no, that was communal. That's right. That's right. Because you guys didn't get the points themselves. Anyone could have used those. What do they call them again? I cannot remember them. Momentum? Star Trek Adventures, everybody. We are going to do a review on that. Momentum and threats. I got threat all the time. I was the GM. We are definitely going to do a Star Trek review because Star Trek Adventures made by Modiphius did do a good job at that. I have to give them props. Good job, Modiphius. Okay, so Visceral are basically normal compels with added issues that are very devastating to your character, such as, as an example, a bloody corpse carnage aspect would turn the stomach of your character and the player loses narrative control over their character for a short time. Hence the reason, Visceral.
Mm-hmm.
Toby, your character is like puking everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
I think we did that in a game once. It was the zombie games. I mean, we did a lot of stuff with that. We got to get back to that.
I agree.
What is climatic dilemmas? What do you think that means?
Climatic dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. Sorry. I would have to guess that would, because it's been a while since I've played a horror game with you.
Yes, it has been.
Climatic, something has to do. It's a very important decision. It's either if you do it this way, it's going to affect the game, or if you do it this way, it's going to affect the game. A or B, it's going to affect the game drastically in one other way.
Well, everything affects the game drastically in a horror game.
Sometimes more than others.
Yeah, like that. If you use genre aspects or game aspects. Mm-hmm. All right, so climactic dilemmas is usually something that comes in the final act of a session or scenario where you face, where you face a terrible thing. This type of scene is very climactic. You have options, not outcomes to deal with. Players have control over the options, so even if you are given 3 options, you can make up a 4th option, and they can tend to be very rewarding at times in a horror, Fate horror type game. So that's where we're at with that. That's what climactic dilemmas are. Very basic, very simple, not overly complicated. We've got to definitely play another horror game at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, Vampire the Masquerade. Although I do like that.
Oh, I do.
We got to do a, for the show, the V plus T to the 3rd power. We should definitely, get some times figured out for that. So that way we can play a nice scenario with Fate and play a horror game. I actually got one figured out. We could do Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. You ever seen any of those?
I know Friday the 13th, and I know Nightmare on Elm Street. I am not a big horror movie fan, John.
Okay, fair enough. It's Tabletop, just so you know.
Sorry, Tabletop.
Yes, for everyone, he might have said my real name, but let's just forget about that because I have my reasons why my name is hidden on here. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is modified aspects. We are going to touch base with this to the best of our abilities of what we think they mean. We aren't going to show you what they do mean because, it should be kind of in their names. These are aspects that they have broken apart into 5 different categories. Okay, these are called the modified aspects. This is how they used the toolkit to change aspects for Fate Core. You have these new types of categories called legacy aspects, intensity aspects, feminine aspects, haven aspects, and aspects with the horror genre purposes. I'm probably going to go through the book at some point and tell you guys in a small 1-word to 5-word sentence what they actually mean, but we're going to take a minute and just figure out what they actually mean. I'm going to take a guess here. And like I said, we're just guessing here because like I said, I didn't read that whole chapter because first off, it's something that I do recommend you guys checking out for yourselves and seeing if we're right or wrong. And if you guys are interested in Fate, just check it out for yourselves. I mean, you can't go wrong. I like the toolkit. The toolkit has a lot and does provide a lot. And it's like I said, it was hard for me to get all the information without making this another 3-parter like we did the original Fate book. This actually did take up most of the chapter that these are in. And they are actually all in different chapters too, because they are touched base multiple times on multiple different pages and multiple different chapters. And this book is only 150 pages comparative to 310, 320 that's in the actual Fate Core toolbook, or the Fate Core actual book. And then the actual Fate system toolkit itself, though, last review that we did that I showed you the book on, once again, that was even less pages. So yeah, they do touch something, but we weren't going to go into everything. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the legacy aspects. What I think a legacy aspect is and what it actually is probably two different things. But I mean, it's got the name legacy in it. It usually means something that was from before, something that's from, an earlier version of your character. It's just something that you carry around with you. Oh, I would count a legacy aspect as I broke my ankle when I was 6 years old. Now it's a legacy aspect as I have a hurt ankle, I have a weak ankle or can't move very fast as a trouble. That would be my personal, not only is it a trouble, but it would count as a legacy aspect. Toby, do you have any thoughts on that?
Sorry. Maybe if the character lost their glasses, now I can't see.
Oh, that would be good. Although that could be counted as an intensity aspect, though, I would think, because that, we'll touch base with that. But Jinkies, I lost my glasses.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, Velma. That sounds like a Velma dilemma. It's oh no, I lost my glasses. I can't see without my glasses.
That could be a legacy aspect because she was blind even when she was a kid. She had trouble seeing with glasses, or at least without her glasses. So she's had them as a kid. So yeah, that would definitely, I think that would definitely count. Yes. So you're right. All right. So an intensity aspect. Now this goes back to my golden rule. Make sure when you guys are playing a game like this, that you guys make it a safe and enjoyable environment. The intensity aspect is an aspect that your character has, or an aspect that's somewhere on the board, whether it's a game aspect, a situation aspect, a scene aspect, any kind of aspect. An intensity aspect increases the intensity of the horror event that you're currently in. For instance, I don't even, let me see. I have no idea what would be good for this, but we'll figure it out. Oh, shadowy figure chasing. Oops. You. Whoops. Hit my mic again. There we go. Shadowy figure chasing you. I just wanted to add that just to be funny. No, but that would be a good intensity aspect because you don't know.
See you later.
What's up?
I said, looks like I'm running. Goodbye. See you later.
Yeah. I would count this as an intensity aspect because you have a shadowy figure, but you don't know who it is. It could be Jason Voorhees, or it could just be the janitor. If it's the janitor, it's not that big of a deal.
In a horror game, I'm not going to risk it. I run away.
Yeah, chances are you're being chased by the hockey mask murderer or Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I'm going to tell you guys this right now. You know what my horror genres consist of? You know what my horror movies consist of? Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. I have never actually seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, wait, and Evil Dead. Actually, that's it. That's all the horror movies I actually watched.
I like the Halloween franchise.
I've never actually seen any of that. You got me beat. Unlike The Matrix, you actually have me beat this time.
Yay!
Yeah, I got something for you guys. Give me 1 minute. Here we go. Here we go.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He's ahead by 1 point.
I have the power.
All right. Without not getting so. Oops. You okay? Yeah. You're not dying on it, are you? Okay. Oh, you know what? I saw 28 Days Later, too. I forgot about that. Did you ever see 28 Days Later?
Kind of.
Did you ever see 28 Weeks Later?
Kind of.
28 Months Later?
Kind of.
No, you didn't. It doesn't exist. Now you're just saying shit.
I've seen everything great about or everything wrong with the movie recaps.
Yeah, let's not even go there with the movie yeah. All right.
It feels good.
All right. I got to put this here. All right, because it needs to be mentioned. Oh my God, really? Okay. Okay, so that way people don't get the misidea, because we're going to talk about this next thing, and this is actually kind of important. Okay. Before we do anything, I'm going to put this in a banner here, and this is exactly what I freaking mean. So anyone who wants to actually, say shit, it's right there. This is what I mean. Feminine means soft in this game, not gender related. I know we're having some gender issues, and I'm not about to take any heat for that. So I don't really care about all that BS. I'm Tabletop Junkie, and I love more tabletop games than people themselves. Unless you're Toby, then I love him more than tabletop games. In a platonic way. Same with The Witch King. Same with anyone else you guys seen me on. I've been on other people's channels as well. You probably noticed me on Jace's channel. I've been on other people's streams lately. So yeah, I am not in the mood to hear more about BS that's going on in the world. I don't care. I really don't care. I've got better things to do. The only thing I do care about, and I do want throw this out there, please keep, for those who are religious and those who are not religious, just keep people in your thoughts, such as the Ukraine. I've seen some horrifying things over the last few days over the news, and it's just, they need help. At least prayers, at the very least. If you're not religious, whatever religion you guys believe in, whatever spirituality you believe in, or just keep them in your thoughts, that there are people out there worse off than what we have it. So just want to throw that out there. I know everyone's throwing that on their channels, and I want to participate in that as well, because it is kind of sad, especially, I'm a father. It's been mentioned on other streams. So when you see kids in that kind of situation, you feel bad. So The reason why I brought this in is feminine aspects. That means like soft, mellow aspects, something that will be compelled or invoked, but handled in a soft and delicate manner. This is kind of like not something that would be you running down, that's not this right here, shadowing figure chasing you. This is probably the moment of, this is probably what I'm talking about right here. I'm just having fun with banners today because I'm bored. Taking a moment to gather supplies. You would use a good thing of a feminine, soft aspect is that you are looting the place for supplies. That would actually fall under that. That would also fall under probably something around taking a breather for a haven aspect, because that's what haven means. Haven means safe space.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a free moment, you probably got a nice soft aspect to help you gather supplies while you're having a moment where you're in a room. No one knows that you're in there. You're sitting in there for hours on end because you're taking a moment to catch your breath before the killer finds you. That is what we mean. What's some ideas you think of both feminine and haven aspects, since we both covered them simultaneously?
Lying, talking to people in a peaceful manner.
Okay.
Because
that would be feminine, because you're not being aggressive. I mean, you may be socially aggressive, but you're not manhandling anyone aggressively.
You're talking and you're being diplomatic. It's to get something that I need to talk to this person. So we're talking.
Exactly. That would be a nice feminine aspect. And then Haven aspect is, honestly, you can't really touch base with that. Haven aspects is anywhere where you got a free Haven, just to take a goddamn minute and go, give me like 30 minutes. I'm going to take a nap, because if not, you're going to be very fatigued. And when the killer's chasing your ass down the hallway,
or the zombies,
you're tired.
I mean, come on, it's Haven aspect.
Oh,
I finally got to the military base. Whew, rest for 30 minutes. Kate, now I got to leave.
All right, I got to leave. I didn't even get to go to sleep.
I took
my phone out. And then you were going to come back, because honestly, the next part to that is they were attacked by zombies from the inside that were not there before, because the virus is spread by mosquito bites.
All right, gotta leave.
All right. And the final thing about modified aspects is aspects with horror genre purposes. These are just aspects that don't fall under these 4 categories, but they are aspects. They tell you some tips and tricks about how to make a horror genre aspect, or an aspect for a horror genre purpose. Very easy, very simple. There's not really much on that one, as there are the other 4. I just love on how Evil Hat Productions was able to touch base with that and modify these to where you actually feel the intensity of the horror, of the horror. You know what? We've got to do Friday 13th or something like Dead by Daylight or something like that. Have you ever seen that game?
Yes,
oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to get a list of killers, and the players are just gonna have to survive the night or survive the week. My son actually plays Five Nights at Freddy's, and dear God, he's better at it than I am. For instance, he's on the second game on night 2 or 3, and he beat that. He beat the first game all in one day, and he beat the second game, or at least he's halfway through the second game. He did both games all in one day, but he didn't beat the second game all the way through because he got bored. That's why, because he got bored. I'm still on night 2, and I've been playing as long as he has now. We've been timing each other, and it's like, damn, he's better at that than I am. All right, we're going to talk about my favorite thing, and I'm happy to bring this up. Here we go, everybody. Declaring story details. That section was completely reconstructed in the horror toolkit to fit the horror genre, because it is different. Now, besides just reading it, it is different. They did a full reconstruction of what declaring story details is, because they fitted it for the horror genre itself. This is completely different from the Fate Core and Fate Horror Toolkit. I've seen it myself. If you guys want to know more, I do recommend checking that out, because yes, they did devote a lot of pages to that. And it's like, holy crap. I'm like, yeah, I'm not putting all this on a slide. I'm just going to tell them, check that out for themselves if they don't believe me. So, yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that, Toby?
Oh, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We may have to do a separate stream and talk about declaring story details in Fate and how it differs from 2 different books. Now, they did not reconstruct declaring story details, how that works, in any other book besides the horror toolkit. So it is freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. All right. So modified concessions. We may have to spend a little bit of time to talk about that. I believe there wasn't much on that in a general description of the book, but I believe they just modified how conceding works, because in a sense, and this is just my educated guess, so I may do a separate stream and explain this a bit more. Basically, they probably got it to where if you concede, you're probably dead or something like that. Because, I mean, you are in a horror game. How do you concede from... I mean, you can concede from a fight, but then you got to keep running, because the killer's... The whole thing about being in a horror game is the killer is out to kill you.
Yeah.
He's not going to stop until his goal is done.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what they mean by modified concessions. So we won't go too much into that.
Or he'll stop if you kill him.
Yeah, but if you're conceding, you can't kill him, because killing him means you got victory. Conceding means you stopped in the middle of a fight.
Successfully gotten out of the area that sometimes they can't leave an area.
Well, yes. Like, basically, you outran him. But, like, in a sense, what concession is in Fate, and we've already talked about this once before in a previous stream. What concession is you're in the middle of a fist fight with someone, and you decide to concede and walk out of the scene. Okay, yeah. So you're in a fist fight with the killer. You just decide to say, like,
nope.
See no evil with Kane, with a wrestler Kane in it. One guy just said "F this" and was starting running down the hallway. See, that's what modified concession would be, because if you concede, you still have to leave the scene. And you can't leave the scene without an athletics roll, because number one, you wouldn't, in a horror game, I don't think you'd be able to concede without an athletics roll, because number one, you're running for your life at high speed. You're like, shit, I concede, and you're out. It doesn't necessarily work like that with every other game. The horror genre, man, is a complete and utter genre by itself.
Yes. That's terrifying.
It's supposed to be terrifying. That's the point. Alrighty. And yay, modified skills and approaches. Okay, the book does have two types of scenarios where they do demonstrate the change, the alter, or the modifying of skills and approaches, along with taking out and adding outcomes. Okay, so just to wrap this up here on this one, they do show you how you could do that. I mean, in a sense, for approaches, you wouldn't have, like, say, I forcefully take out the killer. It's like, no, they would probably have forceful replaced with something else, like shy. You know, they probably would have like clever replaced with shy or something like that, because we're not going to go into it. If you guys do want to learn more, I mean, I'm pretty, like right now, I can probably look up on Drivethru. I think. And I'll check it right now, actually. So give me just a hot minute here. You guys can get the book. Now, this book is a little bit different. Look this up here. Just a second. All right. You guys can get the Fate Horror Toolkit right now online for $10 through Drivethru RPG. And I believe Evil Hat Productions is the same thing. And this will give you both a PDF. Well, okay, that was for the PDF. Let me see what the actual Fate Horror Toolkit is for the physical copy. And I recommend anytime you guys spend money on these things, get the. Right now, Evil Hat Productions only has the PDF available, and that's also $10. So yeah, I do recommend maybe looking into that. $10 really isn't much. So. I actually bought the actual physical copy, which I think I spent $15, but I spent $15 at an actual gaming store, so I can't really back that up. That's going to be in a totally separate stream too, where we talk about that, because I mean, I just love it where you can, that's what I love about Fate Core is it's not very expensive. It doesn't seem like. I mean, we just talked about. You can get the PDF for pay what you want, or pay $25 through Evil Hat Productions, and you can get the PDF and the book for $25. Same with the Fate System Toolkit. And then for, I think it's like $20, $15 for the physical copy, or no, $5 for the physical copy, and then the pay what you want. So only $5, you can get the Fate Accelerated Edition for $5, both PDF and physical copy. So it's like for $55, $60, you got yourself 3 copies of a book. Now add $25 more to that, and you're looking at like what, $75 to $85, and you got yourself like a collection of books for Fate. I mean, that is just, I mean, it's a good investment, which we won't talk about that right now, but it is a very good investment. What do you think there, Toby? You think that's a good investment?
I would have to agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys look online, other TTRPGs, I mean, everything, I mean, $60 is like one book. I know if you buy, not naming any names, but certain books that might start with a D, 2 words, got 2 D's in it, and one with a P, and somewhere 2 words probably conjoined together with an F, you're spending that kind of on one book. Whether it be a player's guide, a DM's guide, a bestiary, or anything else for that fucking matter. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you guys can look this stuff up online yourselves. I don't have to tell it to you. So, you know, we will have to cover some of the other stuff later. There's probably not much else to cover. I do know there was another, I think one of the other things, outcomes. We already did cover outcomes sort of in these approaching skills. They did make it to where some of the outcomes are changed, altered, or like basically the definition of how they work is altered somehow. And the outcomes that we're talking about is basically stuff like create advantage, create an advantage, overcome, attack, and defend. These are your basic Fate core outcomes right here. Okay. And they have in the book with certain skills and even approaches were modified where some of these are altered. What they do is not what they do in the horror genre at all, or they just don't simply exist for those skills or approaches anymore. Because this is a horror genre type. We're talking about the genre of horror. That is one thing that we were supposed to cover today, and that's basically it right there. They have made alterations and changes. Please check out the book. It is freaking awesome, especially if you're in that kind of thing. Now, if you're like Toby over here, who's a square, good person.
What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear that right.
I said good person.
Yeah, sure you did.
You know I love you, man.
Yeah. That's what they all say.
I'm the online, let's face it, I'm the internet hippie. So, do you have any thoughts on the Fate Horror Toolkit, specifically with what we covered for today?
I like
anything at all. Anything you'd like to add?
I like it. It's interesting. It's fun.
Any questions? Anything for our viewers or future viewers?
No, only because I've played with you.
See, that's the thing. We've got to get guests on here that's never played with me before that looks and say, this is interesting. I have to get in on this.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It is amazing. All right. So to bring everyone into the fold on this, I am going to look through the book some more and see what else I could add to the stream. The next stream, I'm going to show off the book on camera.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Hooray!
You're not going to be shocked at all because I've shown you this. I've shown you 2 books from Fate, and I'm telling you guys, it is worth it.
Yay! Woo-hoo.
Oh, I gotta actually show my dice off at some point too.
Yeah.
They've never seen Fate dice before. If you're new to Fate Core and you've never seen Fate dice, you can look them up. But I will show you some, and we'll have to demonstrate how some of that stuff works, like in person, only without the faces. So I gotta see if we can do that. So, since we pretty much we are actually, didn't do too bad today for a small, very small stream. Actually, it wasn't even that small. We've been going for almost 40 minutes, which generally we only go for an hour and 30 at most. So, we're only 45 minutes down, which is not bad because I didn't have a lot of time to prepare today. I had some things come up once again, and I just finally said, someone was trying to basically harass me, and I said, no, you know what? Not today. I've got things to do. What do you got to do that's so damn important? And you know what I told them? I had to work.
Yeah.
Which isn't a lie. I technically do have a job. I just wanted some time to go through the stream before I have to head off to work. Whatever. They weren't going to harass me today. And if anyone hasn't noticed, I have a new logo now. Look at that. Still a dice, but now I got the T and the J in it. And if anyone wants to make it look like it's a fisherman's hook, well, that's what TTRPGs are, people. It's a hook. So I made a fishing hook. I did that on purpose. What? Not creative enough?
Facepalm.
Oh, okay. All right. You know what? We're doing this. Here we go. Facepalm now, bitch.
See, that only work if I were a teenager.
Actually, no, he went after adults too. The teenager was Freddy Krueger. Thank you.
Originally, he only went after teenagers.
Correction, he went after camp counselors
Oh
and
yeah.
teenagers.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking Halloween.
Yeah, you were. Now, movie trivia. Who in the movie of Friday the 13th, the original 1980s version, was the actual villain?
The parents,
The parents.
because they're the ones who made Freddy Krueger who he is.
I'm not talking about Freddy Krueger. I'm talking about Jason Voorhees.
Oh, it was the mother.
Ha, yes. You had me worried there for a minute. I'm like, yes, it was Pamela Voorhees. Dude, I love working with these banners. They are so fucking cool. I'm sorry. I'm just having a really off day today.
See, I might have never seen the movie, but I do know some things.
What movie in the 8-part series that he did have, what movie did he receive the hockey ski mask?
I think either the second or third.
It was the third. So you are somewhat correct. And it was the third. The second, he had a bag over his head. Now that's not to take away from the Jared Padalecki. I think that's how you say your name. Jared Padalecki did play in the new remake. A lot of people did not recognize him. And if anyone doesn't know who Jared Padalecki is, Jared Padalecki plays Sam Winchester from Supernatural. And if you don't know what Supernatural is, then get the fuck out of here.
What's
minus you, Toby. Minus you, Toby, because I don't think you actually seen it.
Oh, I have.
Thank God.
But I have.
Is what?
I'm not up to date, but I have.
Okay. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I know of it.
Okay. We've got to do a Monsters of the Week review. We've got to get that too and do a review. Monsters of the Week is basically another Evil Hat game. It's a setting where you basically get to play as an archetype. Usually, and they've done like some advancements, and they even did another book where they advanced the archetypes, where you could even be the meddling kids from Scooby-Doo. God, we should do a Scooby-Doo horror game at some point.
Yes, please. That was my childhood.
Oh yeah, that was everyone's childhood. Scooby-Doo's been around for a long time. So, Toby, you actually did good on pop culture references today. Speaking of pop culture references, we all know Bruce Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you got to say it like this. Yes, we know Bruce.
Yeah.
Very good writer. I love his Evil Dead. And I believe a couple of them has been produced by I think Sam Raimi is his good friend. Sam Raimi actually acted with Bruce Campbell on a couple episodes of Ash versus the Evil Dead. So definitely, you know what? We should do that. We should definitely do Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and we should have some Deadites with the Necronomicon for a group of players to play around with. That's like dangerous.
Wait, no, hold on. Don't forget about
Mike Myers.
Yes, Mike Myers.
Okay, maybe we should take out the Deadites because that's like its own thing. So we should do Mike Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger. Let's Leatherface. That's 4. I think we can come up with 2 more because I like 6. I like working with a gang of villains. Gang of what's up? Jigsaw. Oh man, honestly, that'd probably do better as a standalone because he's kind of Jigsaw's kind of
yeah.
He's more of a puzzle guy.
Yeah.
And when you're facing off with Jason and Freddy, you're not really solving puzzles.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. I'd say the
Freddy.
Boogeyman, but I did not like the Boogeyman.
Chucky.
Yes. Okay, so that I lied. I said I never seen Child's Play, but that's not true. I have seen Child's Play too. I keep forgetting about that one. I just don't care for a guy in a doll. And then, I don't know, they got weird after the 3rd movie, where in the 4th movie he had Chucky's bride, and then they had the son of Chucky, and then it's just like, dear God, this shit is weird.
Hey, there's still Chucky. Chucky's Chucky. Come on.
Yeah, they still had some good kills in it, I guess, if you like that kind of thing.
So there's Chucky, I know there's Jason, I know there's Mike, I know there's Freddy. You said another one. Oh, Leatherface.
We already said Leatherface. Yeah, we
Yeah,
said,
no.
let's see.
I was listening
Freddy.
to what we
Oh,
said.
okay.
I'll need
So
one more. Give me a sec. I'm thinking. Would Carrie fall under it?
no, that was something else. I would not use Carrie at all. Jeez. I'm gonna look up some horror movies, pop culture horror movies.
There's Dracula, Frankenstein,
Oh yeah,
Wolfman, The
Dracula might
Blob.
fit in. I mean, let's see, what do we got here? I just looked up a bunch of horror movies. Let's see, we've got ooh. God, I cannot. I gotta put his name in here. I gotta stop to put his name in here. Oh yeah. Give me. Oh yeah, I so got this now. Tabletop junkie having a stroke. This would top it all off.
But
What, you don't like clowns?
normally he only goes after kids.
So does Freddy. Well, Freddy goes after teenagers too,
Yeah.
and technically he did go after the adults as well.
The adults who killed him, yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, if you don't want to do that one, then
Sorry, it's just the only reason he went after the adults is because they survived.
Yeah, that is true. I guess I got to give that one to you. Ooh. Okay. There we go. This might be kind of bad. There we go. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, you know who the girl in the well is, right?
The Ring, I know.
Yep. We can definitely do that. You'll die in 7 days. Is that 6? Jason, Freddy, Mike, Leatherface, Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 6. Okay, so then we're going to need 6 players.
All on the run from the respective villain. I love it.
Yes, like you guys pick a villain. One of you guys went to Camp Crystal Lake. One person went to Elm Street. Where was Mike Myers from?
I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
I should, but I don't.
All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna look it up. Michael. Oh, well, it's Michael Myers. I gotta be careful because if you put in Mike Myers on the internet for movies, it actually brings up Michael Myers from like Wayne's World.
Yeah, it's Michael.
Yep. I was just abbreviating. Okay. So now I'm gonna look up the original Halloween.
And he might just be going after a family.
Right, but the family's got to be from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
But he also just killed indiscriminately. If you get in his way.
Well, yeah, because you can't get into his way. When was the original Halloween? 1990s?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to say original movie because it keeps trying to bring up the 2007 one. Okay, finally, 1978. So I was wrong.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You're severely wrong. Halloween 9th of 1963. Michael Myers stabs a teenage sister Judith to death with a kitchen knife. That sounds terrible. And where the hell is he from? Escaped Smith's Grove. Oh, that's not. He was in a sanitarium. Smith's Grove Sanitarium. Okay, that doesn't explain where it takes place. Oh, come on. Billy Loomis. Because it says something about Loomis. You know, there was a Billy Loomis character in Scream.
We could have added Scream.
Ghostface, yeah, but remember, Ghostface was also more than one killer.
Yeah, but we didn't learn about that until later.
Very true, and multiple movies. But Scream only went after Neve Campbell, though, if you think about it.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. I may have to add that. So we may have to go 7. Ghostface needs to take out someone. You know what? And technically, Ghostface, the whole thing of Ghostface is he was more than one killer that was linked to one person because they felt like they had wrong done in their life. The first killer was her boyfriend, and the guy who was Billy Loomis, and then the guy who played Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
We like Scooby.
Oh, we love Shaggy. What's his name? Oh God, what's his name? I just saw him in a movie last night, Without a Paddle.
I love that movie.
I know. I showed that movie to my son for the first freaking time, and he was like laughing his butt off. He's like, "Oh my God, this is funny." So, oh man, and you know what? He plays tabletop too. Very important that he plays tabletop. Let me see. Shaggy from Scooby Doo is played by. Really? Oh, Matthew Lillard. Okay, that's who that is. He's freaking awesome. Matthew Lillard, you're awesome. If you see this, and don't get mad, but I want to say Matthew Lillard, just because you play TTRPGs and you act in a lot of my favorite movies, such as Without a Paddle, Scooby Doo 1 and 2, they're my favorite. Scream. I actually own the collection of Scream, and minus the 4th movie. And did they come up with a 5th movie, or did they just remaster the collection?
Let me help you out there, John. I've never seen one. I just know of it.
Okay.
I know my stuff.
Oh, no, they did come up with a Scream 5 this year, and it is out. Really? Like, what could that be about? 25 years after the streak of brutal murders? Really? No shit. 25 years? This happened in, like, the 80s. 96. God, I'm off on all my dates.
No, Joe, tabletop.
Yeah. Keep calling me by my name, man.
I'm not awake.
There's excuses for everything.
And I'll fight them. I stopped myself, okay? I started and stopped.
There we go. That's gonna be everyone's thing. 7 killers against 7 people, each with their own respective killer. That would be awesome. Would that be an awesome game to play?
Oh yeah.
Guess what? I'm making the bestiary. Speaking of which, I do have, for the zombie game, I did manage to make up a zombie codex of 30 different types of zombies.
I know. I was they're 30. I was there for like 5 of them.
You were there for 5 of them, and when I had them made, we only had like 8 or 9. I'm up to 30. Actually, I'm technically up to 29. I haven't gotten 30 done yet. But I am thinking of the last one.
Do you have pukers?
Already got those.
Okay.
I think the next one's gonna have, what's up?
Bombers?
Got those too. And yes, I got brutes.
Climbers and swimmers?
Yes, got those as well. I even have floaters where they act like they're dead. Just like fienders, where they are faint. And when you're right up on top of them, bam! Boom.
No.
I hope I didn't blow your eardrums.
No.
But I hope I freaked you out. Yeah.
No.
Dun.
I came across the fienders in our game. It's you see some dead zombies on the ground. Okay, cool. I'm going to be hesitant, but we're going to walk past them.
Yeah, they still woke up at some point. You know what would be a nice red herring is you guys make it on a boat, you escape all these villains, and then dun, and then the shark just busts right through your boat.
Oh.
Jaws.
The animals?
Actually, I think I already have those too.
Like a zombie
dog?
dog?
I have like 30 of them. Well, the zombie dog would still count as a regular zombie. No, you know what? I may have to check that. I know I have 30 of them, and I have a lot. I even have a brutal one where if he unchains himself, then you have no chance in hell. because he's covered, because for some reason when he was made, he someone had to make him or something, and when he was made, he was kind of like a psychopath that is now made into this brutish killer, and if he unhooks himself, he gets his full power.
So run away. I got it.
Yep. Run away very fast. They could tip a car. I have to make things hard for you guys.
You don't have to.
No, but I want to. That's the type of GM I am. Okay, well, we've been talking for nearly an hour, good 40 minutes. We went through the review, and then we've been kind of going through some pop culture references regarding horror and examples that we could use in the Fate Horror that we could use for a Fate Horror type game using the toolkit. So I've got nothing else for the rest of the day. Toby, is there anything you'd like to tell our fans?
Thank you guys for coming in and watching future videos.
For those that are viewing, thank you for sticking around. And if no one's viewing, then for our future viewers, thank you for viewing this video. We will be coming right back at you, as well as the next. I will be making an announcement this Wednesday for V plus T3. It is going to be a show that we're going to be doing where we are going to be actually in a campaign, and but there's going to be a lot going in there. I don't have an exact date on that. Just for the simple fact, I have to make a board. I'm going to see who's going to be in on it, and I have to get everyone's schedule. I definitely want Toby there because he's been a supporting co-host this entire time, as well as the Witch King. So it is important that both of them show up. And if they absolutely can't show up, and we've done everything we can to make it possible for them, then it can't be helped. But I gotta at least give them a try. I have to at least go all out because they are good supporting co-hosts, and I have to give them the credit for that, just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
and because I like them.
That helps.
It does help. Well, honestly, the merits on the supporting co-host alone is just enough. But yes, every little bit helps. So
I could play 3 characters. Don't worry.
Toby, we've seriously got to get you a logo. Even the Witch King's got a logo. And it's not really a logo. It's a free picture. We got to get you something.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got an idea. I'm going to give you a question mark.
My identity has never been revealed.
You know what? I am going to do something for you, and I'm going to send it to you and see if you like it. And next time, upload it. Do you know how to upload it to StreamYards when we're doing this?
No.
Okay, just click edit avatar before you enter the studio. That's it. Like, you know how you hit enter studio and then it says, hey, check your sound and your camera and make sure everything's working. Yeah, you in the little part where you see yourself, just hit the edit avatar and then add a photo. So that way, I'm going to do something nice for you. And if you don't like it, that's fine too. You don't have to do it. It's just I figure we give you something kind of nice to go with who you are. You've kind of got an internet persona going now, just like I do. So it's all cool. Well, that is all for today. Thank you everybody for viewing this. If you guys, I will be posting the links. I don't know if I've done it for every video. I've been doing it for a lot of videos now. I will be posting the Evil Hat Production link as well as the Drivethru RPG link in case you want to check out Fate for yourself. Also Google it, so if you're interested, take a look into it. We're going to do a V+3 T3 stream, which was going to be more announced on Wednesday. I have a couple ideas for that, which I got to pitch to Toby here real quick before he leaves. This is going to be pitched in private because nothing is set in stone yet. So definitely stay tuned. Other than that, Toby, got anything else to say? You want to say a long goodbye here?
Thank everybody. Thank you all for coming in and enjoying the show. And this is me, Tabletop Junkie. Oh, yep, thank you. And this is me, Tabletop Junkie, telling you to work hard, play hard, definitely play hard, because I'm playing hard. Bow chicka bow wow. Anyway, yeah. I'm playing hard. I'm gaming hard as well. Game on, everybody. This is Tabletop Junkie giving his famous tabletop salute. Have a great and wonderful day, and enjoy the rest of your week. You too.